let's go ahead and get our settings correct and play around with the monoline brush. Over here next to your color, you do have your layers, and so we'll be working on the layer above the background layer. You have your eraser, you have a smudge tool, and you have your brush. For color, go ahead and click on that. We want to work with black for most of the project. You're going to take the slider on the left, and we want our brush size to be 3%, and we want our opacity to be up to 100. You want to check these settings every time you begin working again, because a student in the period before you might have changed those settings, and so you just have to redo them for what you need. We're going to go ahead and click on the brush and click on monoline, since this is the one we're using most of, and we're going to play with streamline and stabilization amount to help you control the quality of your line. So we're going to start with streamline amount down and stabilization amount down. We don't want to play with any other settings in here because that could really mess up your brush, and it messes up the brush permanently. So don't go into any other brushes and play with any other settings. So with those down, go ahead and create a line. And you can see how bumpy the line is. Go back to the monoline brush, and let's take streamline up halfway, and then draw another line. Go back into the setting, take it up all the way, and then draw another line, and you can see how it gets more and more control and a smoother and smoother line as you go. Too much can be bad. Not enough could be bad, so you just play around with the settings until it feels good for you. Go back to the monoline brush and do the same thing for stabilization. I'm not sure what the difference is because they feel pretty similar to me, but you might notice a difference and prefer one over the other, but they do smooth out your line for you in a very similar way. When you're done with that, play with the undo and redo buttons. 2-finger tap undoes. 3-finger tap puts it back. If you were to click on gallery and get out of the session, you will no longer be able to go back into your session and undo or redo. So be very careful getting out of the app and back into the app because you'll be stuck with whatever it is that you had at the end of your last session. To undo everything on that layer, you just take your 3 fingers and you rotate in a circle. Let me do that again. And it gets rid of all of